Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the home team.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another inning of Fantasy Basebrawl. I'm Naz. Today we're finally going to get around to doing a commander based on the Final Fantasy set again. I know it's been a while. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go with Seifer Almasy. At least I think that's how you pronounce his last name. It's either Almasy or Almazy. I don't know, or Almasy. I have no idea. Anyway, I've been trying to put this one together over the last couple of days. At first I tried building the deck around his Firecross ability to get the free cast on instants. The problem with that strategy there just really isn't a lot of great low-cost instants or sorceries in this format within Brawl. And I started to notice that I got better use out of him almost as like a field general, so to speak, where I'd have him just sit back and let my other creatures swing in and let their trigger on combat damage effects, basically win me the game. So that end, you've got cards like, Ragavan, the Zidane shifted card right here. Get this card out, swing in, double strike. You get, you get 2 times the effect if it connects, which is great. A lot of times early chump blockers aren't really going to be able to take, 2 double strike. So they're probably going to let it go through. You've got other cards. What's another good one? Queen Brawn, even if she doesn't do damage she doesn't have a damage trigger, but just swinging in, get a free wizard token for later. Things like Van, Street Thief. See the Relic Robber, give him double the amount of tokens. Now he's taking 2 damage next upkeep at minimum. Got some of the bigger creatures like this one, just disrupt the hand with it. Double strike, they lose 2 cards at random. Even if the cards are replaced, it works great against, control decks, decks with blue, Izzet, etc. I also have this one just as a basic damage dealer. Just enlist him and swing by himself. And right there, you've got a double striking trampler with Seifer on the board. He's at least a 6/4. So I have some fatter creatures towards the end of that. This one's great. Double striking trample, deals double combat damage. Combine that with something like Monstrous Rage or Unleash Fury, and before you know it, your opponent's just getting tons of damage to the face. This one's a great one. Swinging with this guy once, get the double trigger for more combat phases than swinging with everybody on the next ones. Your standard Terror of the Peaks, just to get in extra damage when other creatures come in. Ilarg, the Raise Boar, again, great because he can attack by himself, gets the double strike trigger from Seifer, then you drop in a card like, the Ancient Copper Dragon. Or, you can have the Copper Dragon swing by itself, and you get 2 chances. If it connects, you get 2 chances for a D20 roll with tons of treasure. There are, 3 mana value instants and sorceries. I threw in some of there like Urza's Rage, great in the early game. Use it later game because you can pay kicker when if Seifer hits, you can recast it, but with its kicker cost, and you only pay 9 to do 10, unpreventable, uncounterable damage. Stone Rain is great. I've had many times where I've used, Swiftspear's Teaching, and then cast Stone Rain 2 turns later. Then on my 4th turn, bring out Seifer, go in unblockable, cast a second Stone Rain, and another Swiftspear Teaching. Again, this is almost like the best card in this deck to work with Seifer himself. You've got some late game, instance, something like this, so you can't be countered. Hopefully, you've brought in a lot of mana with either something like the Ancient Copper Dragon, or you generate in mana with your Ether Spark. Just standard things to try to punch through with damage, especially for a double striker. A 6 a 6 trample with double strike is nothing to sneeze at. We have some board sweepers, like Brotherhood's End. In fact, I'll admit it's probably the biggest, not the biggest, but it's one of the bigger disadvantages. This deck isn't really equipped to board sweep. I suppose if I ever revisited it, I could put something bigger in, you know, Falling Star, or, I can't remember the other card is, Storm's Rage, deals 4 damage to everybody, or Burning Down the House. One of those cards, possibly in the future. But anyway, here's the deck list if you want to take a look at it before we begin. As always, I'm always appreciative of any suggestions. You think there's anything else I could put in this deck to enhance it? Because again, trying to build it around the Firecross ability just wasn't really going anywhere. It was very, very hit or miss. As it stands, the deck itself, the strategy is pretty much hit or miss. I mean, you got to go aggressive. You got to get that damage in quick. Otherwise, you're probably going to end up losing. We do have a couple of ways to get haste to your creatures. You got Perforos. You have Ferocification, which is, great. Menace and haste. Get this out turn 3, get Seifer out turn 4, and you're swinging in, for 12 damage, theoretically. But you got a couple other things. Swiftfoot Boots to give haste, also protection, because, of course, Seifer's going to be a huge target. But anyway, let's take this thing for a spin. Play Brawl. All right, this is a pretty lousy hand. No early game cards to use. This is slightly better. This is a great card to get through chump blockers. Technically, we got about 3 mana right here. Yeah, this will work. This will work. We'll give it a shot anyway. Get rid of those greeters as fast as possible. Otherwise, it's going to start ratcheting up tokens like there's no tomorrow. He's holding priority with this. Hopefully get a 4th land out. We can play Sneak Attack and then hopefully Cityscape Leveler, take out the commander or whatever he's got up his sleeve anyway. Alternatively, we could cast Seifer and then Reckless Rage and get rid of the Caryatid, since it seems to be his only source of black mana. Oh, never mind. Now we swing. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Took out a lot of his stuff early on. Probably couldn't recover from that. My next plan was to bring out the sneak attack and then swing in with the Tuscadon, hopefully for the win. I don't like this hand. Not a lot of options off the bat. If I had maybe some better direct damage instant, I'd probably go for it. But not with this. Yeah, this is much better. All right. Say hello. Thinking the best option might be to get out Key to the Archive first. Try to go for a board wipe. Well, if he gets a third Snowland, that'll be too bad, but... yeah. There's his third Snowland. Let's go with Time Warp. Obviously, as a mono red, I don't have a lot of answers for enchantments, so... terribly useful in there. Can I play anything? I don't think I can. No, all the time where I just use it. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much toast here. Got built up too quick, didn't have anything to sweep the board with. Also couldn't really stop this. if I try to kill this now, he's just going to sack it in response. Probably guess the best thing I can do is just get rid of this thing. Yeah, ball lightning, too little, too late. Yeah, he wins. I'm going to check and see what board sweepers I have and if I have any kind of answer for this. I don't think I put Chaos Warp in this version. I should have, but I don't know if I did. Let me double check before I go to the next match. Okay, I went back, double checked. I didn't have it in there, so I went ahead and added Chaos Warp, got rid of the the War Brute. Which one was it? This one. Yeah, Coalition War Brute. I got rid of that one. It could be useful, but I figured, you know, of all the cards with, you know, on damage effects or whatever, I figured that was the easiest one to get rid of to make way for Chaos Warp. So let's go ahead and jump back in. Ooh. Well, I can't really... Well, no, I won't play the Chrome Mox now. I can see what else I get. As long as I get something... I'd like to have Queen Brawn out right away. I didn't think this would do too well. He's probably got a counter for it. Trade. Otherwise, I'm going to be getting milled pretty hard. This. Unleash Fury. Some hexproof on him. Gonna swing in with the charging Tuscadon next turn. As long as he doesn't wipe the board or get rid of my Chrome Mox. Okay. That doesn't matter. He's gonna have to block this, otherwise he's dead. Get Get rid of Bruvac first. Wipe. Bring out the Terror. So even if he has to single target, he's going to lose 2 health. Oh, 3 life, I'm sorry. Could set him up for take him out with a bolt. Got it. Yeah, against this kind of Ugin commander, definitely need speed. I'm not getting it in this opening hand, so... Again, not great. This is better than nothing. If he has something like Null Elemental Blast, it's not going to matter in a deck like this since it's mono red. You just start doing as much damage as possible. Okay, the Throne. Destroy that. Swing in. Just rage. Destroy the treasure token. I don't want him getting Ugin out. Definitely got to stall him out. If he has no answer for the next match, I should be able to win this with Unleash Fury and Thrum of the Vestige. As I've said in one of my past videos, I think that Ugin Eye of the Storm is a very all-or-nothing commander. Generally speaking, it relies on getting Ugin out and then just casting cheap artifacts to, you know, exile your opponent's stuff. So if you can't get Ugin out, then most of the cards that you're using in conjunction aren't very good on their own. Yeah, full disclosure, I'm skipping a match. It was a Nadu Winged Wisdom, which is basically the perfect counter in my deck. I'm not going to waste my time. Can't really do much to it. So another full disclosure, my opponent they scooped after I dropped one thing down, so I didn't even bother putting it in the video. Again, I mean, I like this, but I don't like everything else. I don't like this either. That's better. This could definitely be an equipment-heavy deck. Need mono rocks. Yeah, let's get rid of the dragon. He could have something like swords, so I'm not going to bother bringing it with haste. He'll most likely be going for something like the Swiftfoot boots. Oh, Buster Sword, all right. Swim. Interesting. If you cast Buster Sword, I'll blast it down with a braid. Okay. My hope is that he brings out something he'll cast, and then I'll just go ahead and... That's Steiner. I don't want any jump blockers. So, I admit, that was the first time I pulled off this combo. And, I thought you would get two. But still, it's pretty useful. Pressure up. Keeps getting a lot of recursion. He doesn't have enough to equip it, though. Unless he's got some kind of spell that would do it. Or an enchantment. Yeah, he knows what's up. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised at how much wins I'm getting with this deck. I didn't think Seifer would be that great of a commander, to be brutally honest. And yeah, this will work. I think in the future, maybe I could get rid of the Defiler of Instinct. I don't think I've ever had to use it in my playtests. Get an enchantment-heavy deck. I'm not expecting much, so the key is to try to do as much damage as early on as possible. I mean, to me, this is probably the best hand I could get without having to keep searching for stuff. I mean, I could do that. I could just, you know, mulligan until I get like the best 4 cards in a row I could possibly get, but If I don't get a land... this should come in really good handy. Yeah, let's go with that. If I get a land, I'll probably go with the Gold Swan Dragon. Swing in and hit with Monstrous Rage. Oh, Tithe. I'm gonna let him have his token. Just realized I could have sniped this down, but oh well. Hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Coming up. Okay. We're gonna let him have another token. I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time. Swing. Prevent him from casting this. At least temporarily. I'm sure his next move is to bring out Mirari's Wake. And if I don't finish him off then, I'm pretty much toast. Surprised. I thought an enchantment deck was going to overwhelm me, but looks like we pulled it out. Yeah, I seem to get about a pretty decent win-to-loss ratio with this form of the deck. Honestly, going into it, I thought Squall was going to be the far better deck that I made. On paper, Squall is significantly better than Seifer, and I'll probably talk about that in a future episode. Let's see. Okay, you know what? This I do like. This is good. Once Upon a Time. Wagon Wrecker. Again, great card to have if Seifer's on the board. But he'll probably shoot it down. Oh, nope. There it is. Once Upon a Time. Let's go Evolution Sage. Shoot her down. go ahead and keep applying pressure. Transform. The shield. Do I have anything to destroy artifacts? I don't think I do. So let's go ahead and swing with both. Might as well. If he taps out, then I'm going to win. Unless he wipes the board first. If he wipes the board first, then... Okay. He's got no answer to this right now. It's, this is a great left hook type style card. You know, a left hook, my definition is it just comes out of nowhere. There we go. This is good. You know, I can use this as a land. I don't like these being in my opening hand, but this is likely going to be trying to cast early. You know, let's go for it. I'm going to assume he's got a lot of flyers. You know, you build a bird deck. Probably won't need this as a spell. Rather, it'd probably be more effective as a land. Hopefully it doesn't draw anything too useful. This heist. Ogre. Likely isn't going to chump block with Choco. Oh, he is. Jump the gun there. Well, if we're fortunate enough where he heisted into something like, say, a board sweep, that only does 3 damage. It's not going to hurt Seifer any. I don't remember if heist you have to have, if you can pay with any color of mana. Yep. The most I can do with this is 4. I'll go ahead and swing. I'll also do it now. I'm sure he's got some kind of... Probably should have done that first, just taking out his... Elf would have squeezed in a little more damage. At this point, a lightning bolt kills him. Lightning bolt or demon fire. Yeah, smart move. I'm assuming he has a counter. I just don't know if it's a 1 mana value counter. Just didn't get enough damage to take this out. So we're hoping for something like trample or some form of direct damage. Haste flying, like gilded dragon, gold braided dragon. pulls my own dragon against me. Alright, let's see what we've got. Let's try to draw into something better. That ain't it. Other creatures have haste. Wouldn't do any good. Well, if I swing with both, he's gonna have to block with both. Like I said, have to, but this is gonna generate mana for him. See what he gets now. If he taps out, or let's say brings out Choco, he thinks he's going to chump block Seifer, but what he's going to try to have to block is this. Let's see what he does. Even if he has enough mana to get out a chump blocker plus get rid of Seifer. But we'll see. He has enough to cast something like River's Rebuke, but he doesn't have something to cast that one instant speed one for 7. To return all my non-land permanents to my hand. Icebreaker. Alright, well, he's going to lose both of them right now. Oh, it's got trample, so there you go. Yeah, I'm honestly, again, slapping myself on the back here, but I'm surprised. I'm winning matches that I really don't think I should be. I'm fairly new at, building decks to showcase for you guys, so. And to further toot my own horn, I didn't even have to look up, I even was tempted to look up a paper EDH list for Seifer to see if I could get some ideas, but I never even had to do that. I don't like that there's no removal, but I do like getting Relic Robber out quick. Although he's probably going to have a ton of chump blockers if he's running Elias or Ellis. I think I'd rather have removal instead. Yeah, but you never know. Then again, he could be depending on having little cheap token creatures he could maybe sacrifice for various effects, so maybe I will hold back and try a different hand. Yeah, this is much better. opponent taking their time. If I don't pull a fourth land, I'll probably slap this down tapped. Yeah, we'll see. If there's no fourth land by turn 3. If we're lucky, he'll drop a mono rock. We'll exile it. No such luck. You know, this ain't bad, but I think there's just so many other cards that have... once you're at max speed, you're getting an effect you can already get on cards that are cheaper. He's got to have an answer for this. I can't imagine he doesn't have swords or... go for the throat. One less target for later. Let's go ahead and do this. It's 8. I do need to get some mana out. I'm not really getting any lands here. This could come in handy later with haste and double strike and trample, so we'll go ahead and we'll get rid of the skull knocker. Well, I just realized something. He can use the Phyrexian Tower to sack for mana to unlock that. Yep. My mistake. I should have gotten rid of this Chaos Warp sooner. However, So here's what we're going to do. We're going to time warp. We could cheat this into play, but we'd have to... get him down to 8. I just don't see. I'm going to be losing a lot of... I might as well just double swing. Leave this up as a chump blocker. Okay. Taking a chance here. Go ahead and swing in. Okay. Bring out sneak attack. Cast Chaos Warp. That's my mistake there. I'm wondering what that last card is in his hand. Okay, good, he's tapped out, and he didn't sack. Is he gonna swing? No, he's not. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cheat in the Port Razor. Equip him with the boots. And he's got nothing to respond with. He has no priority, so we win. All right. Not too shabby. You didn't see it on my monitor. At least I think it was my monitor. We had a technical problem. I had a bunch of green pixels show up. If it was a monitor issue, you never saw it. Break there. Decent removal right off the top, but nothing that guarantees the mid-range. Okay, this would probably be better. Yeah, I think this will be alright. boots. Getting I don't want to waste Scorching Shot on a 1/1. And I decided to use this as a land because, you know, he's got Aurelia, so he's always going to have some blocker, in theory. She's got Vigilance anyway, so... and I'm sure she's not the only flyer in the deck. You get a presence on the board. Now, he could have something, an instant, give something first strike or whatever, so... and I'm only at 22, I can take 2. Let him pay the tax. Let him sack this creature to kill that. Or let him use something in his hand. Still not getting that fourth land. I could equip him with this now, but if he's got something in his hand, I'd rather have this. Because at least if I drop Seifer next turn, or anything next turn, it'll have... Oh, does he have enchantment destruction? On the offhand chance he's got a flash creature. He'd have to have at least 2 to block. Okay. That's where Scorching Shot's going to come in handy. Not optimal. He can't block his, I'm going to go ahead and give it. Hold on a sec. No. Okay, so let's go in with Menace. Just going to decline to rather have the, and just for kicks and giggles, let's protect it. In an emergency, I can drop Reckless Rage onto Aurelia. swings in with everything. Even if he wanted to sack this to kill this, he can't do it now that it has hexproof. Okay. If I cast this, I'm not going to have enough to cast Seifer as well. God, I'd hate to use this and then I get a regular land anyway. Menace and haste. Swing in. You know, he could always have some kind of I would really hate to self-damage with Reckless Rage, then he just bolts him for that extra lethal. Okay. Don't want him building this one up. Decline. Go ahead and put the boots on Seifer. He's going to go ahead and get rid of Van now. Oh. It's other creatures, so yeah, we'll let it go through. If he wants to get rid of Van, he can pay. Pump up Seifer. No valid targets. This is excellent versatility. Not only for the Menace Haste, but, you know, once you've established your commander or a big creature on the board, you just pump it. Even if he board wipes right now, Terror of the Peaks would be enough to finish this guy off. If he somehow brings out Aurelia, I could give him Menace, and it's double strike, and that's the end of the game, so... Yeah, again, irrelevant with Menace. Yeah, this is a... in my early prototype for this deck, I used... I forget what it's called from the Universes Beyond Legends of the Ring. Or Lord of the Rings, I'm sorry. That the one that gives all creatures haste and your legendary is +1/+0. This I find far better. Because the name of the game is, you know, getting your creature through and dealing damage, preferably twice. And there you have it. That's the deck. Again, I'm pleasantly surprised with myself. This was kind of thrown together over the course of several days. You know, play tested it in its original form for about 2, and basically today I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm getting better usage out of other creatures just swinging in. So in that regard, Seifer makes a great, like I said, a field general type character. He's a great commander if you know how to build around him. He's not overwhelming. Again, I don't consider him all or nothing. I think the playstyle is all or nothing because, again, if you're playing mono red, it's all or nothing. But yeah. Again, if you see anything in this deck that could be swapped out or, if you think there's something I'm missing that I could put in, just, go ahead and leave a comment. So again, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I try to put one of these out every day. I believe on Sundays I'm going to try something a little different. It's not necessarily going to be a Brawl video, even though this is mostly a channel dedicated to Brawl, which in my opinion is really the only format worth playing in Arena. It's the funnest anyway. So, as always, here's a list of some of the other channels that I've enjoyed in the past. Got me inspired to make my own. Enjoy the rest of your day, and hope we find you safe at home. Thank you.
If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 cycles out at the old boy.